Hello everyone, welcome to the course of FIOT, Fundamentals of Internet of Things. So in today's class, we are going to learn about definition and characteristics of IoT. Okay, so coming to the definition of IoT, we have already seen in the previous sessions how an IoT is defined in a simple way. Okay, now this definition, what you are going to see is in the form of a constructive way where it takes to the next level. Okay, so let's see the definition of IoT. So coming to the definition, dynamic global network infrastructure with self-configuring capabilities based on standard communication protocols. Okay, so it's an infrastructure which is connected to several networks. Okay, globally, throughout the globe or throughout the world, we can connect this particular infrastructure using a network. Okay, so with self-configuring capabilities. So self-configuring capabilities can be stated as like it can upgrade on its own. Okay, or it can be customized whenever it is needed. Several nodes can be connected. Okay, so like hardware and software wise, it can be upgraded and made changes according to the requirements. Okay, so based on the standard communication protocols. Okay, so in order to have an Internet of Things to operate through a particular a device or an application or an app, okay, application layer or something like that, we need some sort of protocols. Okay, so in the further classes, we are going to see what are the communication protocols used in the IoTs. As for now, this particular globally connected infrastructure, which has the self-configuring capabilities, will be based on the standard communication protocols. Okay, where protocols are nothing but some set of rules and regulations to be followed. Okay, so as I already said, where physical and virtual things have identities, physical attributes, and the virtual personalities, where here physical indicates the hardware part of that particular IoT. It can be in sensors, it can be in controller boards, or it can be an actuators or anything. And coming to the virtual things, it can be some sort of software integrated to it, or a coding part or the programming part which supports this particular IoT in order to work throughout the globe. Okay, using a networks or nodes. Okay, so and also use intelligent interfaces and are integrated to information network. Okay, they also have intelligent interfaces like we can monitor the several parameters of a particular IoT device, in which application it is used, whatever the application may be. And it also will be having some sort of information network. We can also manipulate, like switching on and off lights and fans, or industrial automation, etc., etc. Okay, it is based on the application what we are using. Okay, so and it also often communicate data associated with the users and also their environments. Okay, not only the users who will operate or manipulate that particular IoT devices, it can also communicate with the environments. Okay, so it can be measuring the air qualities and data, measuring the parameters of the soil or crop yields, anything. Okay, so based on the environments also, it can react with the help of several sensors. Okay, on the whole, we are using a hardware part and software part, which will be having some self-configuring capabilities, and also will be having an intelligent interfaces where the user can alter or manipulate or use it or for monitoring as well as operation. Okay, which are connected globally using some sort of network. Okay, so this is an extend definition for an IoT. Okay, now let's see the characteristics of IoT. See, coming to the first characteristics of IoT, dynamic of self-adapting. Okay, so IoT devices not only uses sensors, but they are very much adaptable to a particular situation. Now, let us take an example. Okay, so we have a surveillance systems, or where CC cameras or CCTV cameras are very much widely popular, right? Okay. So these cameras which we are installing in several places, it can be public places or it can be for the household applications or the security purpose or anything else. Okay. So whatever the cameras we install and whatever the cameras are linked to this particular internet, and we are able to surveillance that particular area where this particular camera is focusing through internet, right? So sitting in our office, we can monitor our house using this particular CCTV cameras. Now, dynamic to self-adapting means, okay, it can change according to the requirements. For the best example, suppose there are some, the light goes off. Right now, it is night time, let us say, okay? So it will be having some infrared technology such that, okay, it will change the camera day mode to the night mode, such that in the night also the camera can clearly capture the videos or the picture or whatever the scene it is covering. Okay. So the cameras automatically adapt to a day mode or a night mode. Okay. So it is considered as one of the best examples. So almost all the IoT devices also need to have an characteristics of adaptability. It need to change according to the requirement on its own, okay, according to the user programmed or the designing, okay. So dynamic of self-adapting is one of the important characteristics of IoT. Next comes self-configuring, okay. Now let us say we have installed an IoT device somewhere, okay. So as we already know, this IoT device is a part of hardware and also a part of software, okay. Software is nothing but the set of programs and where we will be installing in that particular IoT device in order to operate, okay, according to the customer requirements or customer needs, okay. Suppose as we keep on using that IoT device for a few years or particular months, okay. So we also need to make the IoT device in such a way that the network, the software should be upgraded or updated, or the software can also be customized, okay, by the programmers or the companies whoever providing the software to this particular IoT device, okay. So as soon as you get an update from that particular device, okay, a particular user can't manually upgrade that particular device, right? So automatically, as the IoT device is connected to an internet, automatically it need to upgrade or update that particular software which is integrated to that particular IoT device, okay. So with minimal intervention of a user, whoever is using that particular device, the device need to get upgraded as time goes on, okay. It is nothing but one of the characteristics of self-configuring, okay. Now, next, interoperable communication protocols, okay. So these IoT device, now let us say there is a huge industries where there are so many parameters to measure, okay. So there will be lots and lots of sensors attached to the particular industry for several applications, okay. All these sensors are equally connected to several nodes, and all these nodes are connected over a particular network, okay. So for communicating with each and every device among that particular industrial IoT device, we need to have some separate communication protocols. Those protocols are called as interoperable communication protocols, okay. So such that if at all these protocols which are of set of rules and regulations are utilized properly, okay, they will be having some good synchronization between the device to device. Based on that, a particular output or the parameter can be calculated, okay. So very perfectly, okay. Now coming to the unique identity. So we already know IoTs, we are using an internet, okay, for communicate from far away distances, okay, manually or automatically, let us say, okay. So a unique identity must be there in order to access this particular IoT device from far away distances. It can be due to the web page or anything else, okay. Now each IoT device has a unique identity. and a unique identifier will be having an IP address. Okay. So this particular IoT device interfaces allow the user to query the devices and monitor their status and control them remotely. Okay. So every IoT device need to work on a network, and every network will be having some sort of IP address. Okay. So in order to interface or users to access that particular device using that particular IP address. Okay. Now, the fifth characteristics is integrated into information network. Okay. So IoT devices are usually integrated into information network that allows them to communicate and exchange data with different devices. Okay. For example, weather monitoring station is there. Okay. So this particular weather monitoring station will be having several sensors. One will be calculating the air quality. One will be calculating the moisture. One will be calculating the temperature and humidity and whatnot. Okay. So several sensors will be calculating several parameters, and all these parameters data is collected at a particular node through which, okay, they are integrated with respect to the information using a network, and all those data will be shown on a single application. So it can be an app. Okay. So the phone in the picture, what you see, you can see all the several sensors data in a single application or an app, right? Like temperature, humidity, pressure, light, rainfall, everything. Okay. So integration into information network is one of the most important tasks to be carried out by the IoT device. Okay. So not only capturing all the parameters, but it also need to project all the values or parameters onto a single application platform, which is nothing but the integrated into an information network. Okay. This is one of the important characteristics of an IoT device. Thank you.